One of the new features introduced in this update is the ability to sign out or reconfigure the app without having to reinstall. In the initial release of CRM for tablets, it was not possible to sign in as a different user or reconfigure to a different CRM organization without a reinstall of the app. Now you have options to sign out or reconfigure. These options will appear if you are on the latest update of the CRM for Tablets app and your Microsoft Dynamics CRM organization has been updated to CRM Online Spring 14 or CRM 2013 Service Pack 1. On a Windows device, these options will appear when you access the settings area from the Charms bar. On iPad and Android, these options will appear if you tap Settings on the command bar. When you sign out, your authentication tokens are removed, as well as the CRM records that have been cached for offline access. You can then sign in as the same user or a different user. One thing to note is that the metadata is not removed during sign out. If you sign in as the same user again, this will save time from having to download the metadata again. If you use the reconfigure option, it'll perform the same actions as sign out, but the metadata is also removed. When you reconfigure, you'll be taken to the welcome screen where you can choose to enter a different CRM URL. You can use the existing URL to sign in as another user in the same organization, or change the URL to sign into a completely different organization. This can be helpful when switching between a test organization and production, or for demonstration purposes. I'm going to do a quick demonstration of how to sign out or reconfigure CRM for tablets. The device I'm looking at here is a Windows 8.1 device. If this was Android or iPad, I would access these options a little bit different. So for iPad or Android, you'd open up the command bar the same normal way, but on the left-hand side here, you'd see an option for settings, and then within that settings option, you'd see an option for sign out or reconfigure. Since this is Windows 8.1, I'll access those options from the settings option within the Charms bar. So by swiping in from the right side of the device, I can pull up the Charms bar, hit settings, and now I see the options for sign out or reconfigure. First, we'll take a look at the sign out option. So you can see I have been signed out now. What that did is it cleared my authentication token, and it also deleted the data I had that was cached locally for offline access. So when I hit back here, I'm going to see an option to be able to sign in as a different user or sign back in as that same user. So it did delete the data and the authentication token, but it didn't delete the metadata when I'm doing a sign out option. One of the benefits of that is if I want to sign back in as that same user again, that metadata is already cached. The metadata is basically my customizations from my CRM organization, and it doesn't have to download that again this next time. So what you would notice is that the application loads much faster instead of that initial configuration experience you have where it has to download that entire metadata the first time. Next, let's take a look at how to reconfigure the app. So now I'm going to go back to the settings area again, and this time I'm going to choose reconfigure. So again, you can see I am signed out, but one difference here is that instead of just clearing the authentication token and the cached data, it also deletes the metadata. When I hit back here, instead of getting to the page where I can sign in again, it takes me to the welcome screen. So while I'm here, I can choose to either use this existing organization URL to connect to that same organization, either as the same user or as a different user, or I have the opportunity to switch this to a different CRM organization URL. So if I wanted to log into a completely different organization, either for connecting to a test environment and switching from back and forth from production to test, I could do that using this option. Or in this case, I'm just going to hit next, and I'm going to sign in as a different user to that same organization. So as mentioned before, this did delete the metadata when I did a reconfiguration, so it's going to have to re-download that entire metadata for that organization. So this will take a little bit longer than just doing a sign out. So that completes the demonstration of the sign out and reconfigure options within the latest update. Another enhancement with this release is the list of supported entities has been expanded. The entities shown in black text are out-of-the-box entities that were initially available in CRM for tablets. These were in addition to any custom entity. The entities in green text are service-related entities that were not previously available on CRM for tablets, but are now available as part of this update. The cases entity was previously read-only, but now is available for read and write access. The queue items entity is now available as read-write, and queues are available as read-only. The new entities introduced for social activities, social profile, and entitlements are also available.